Hello. It's Friday the what is the date? 5th of June. But you'll probably know this because it'll get uploaded straight away anyway. My hair's grown a bit. That's about it. So yeah, okay.
Well, shall we talk about, since we last did a video, let's talk about some of those footballers.
Oh yeah, well I've thrown my list away now because I've passed it on to the powers that be.
FIFA.
But I hope you did notice that Jack Grealish is playing for Villa now and getting a regular place after I pointed him out last year at Notts County. There's a few others who have done all right, but some of them haven't. Jake Reeves never did anything at Brentford. Jimmy, I don't know how to say it. I think it's Keoghn. Jimmy Keown.
Jimmy Cranky.
Jimmy Keown at Burton hasn't done much, but he's been injured. But there's been loads of others. Hank Veerman from Volendam went on to play for Heerenveen, went up a division, and has been playing well, but only been warming the bench. But he needs to come to England, obviously. Yeah, they've been doing well. Bradley Keogh's been doing well. Kevin Brands. Anyway.
So you rate yourself then?
I'm a spotter.
Talking of spotting, what books have you been reading?
Well, I've been reading about. I watched that gangster film. Is it The Wee Man, or just called Wee Man, about Paul Ferris? Is it?
Yeah,
Glaswegian gangster turned crime writer. So I've been reading a couple of his books, which are okay. I've realised I'm over here and I should be over here. I've been reading Fire Next Time by Richard somebody or other. There's a couple of more of his books over there. Just turn them books around at the bottom, please. There's a writer, not them ones, no. Yeah, to your left, that's it, them, that pile there. Not that one, no. Not him. Yeah, maybe that one. Who's that? No, the one, next one. Sorry. Richard somebody. James Baldwin. Yeah, I've been reading Fire Next Time by James Baldwin, which I was a bit disappointed at, but he interested me as an author. So Linda got me a load more, and apparently they're quite homoerotic. Not that she's read them, but I read a lot upon Wikipedia. So I'm looking forward to that.
Quite a bit.
We have to test ourselves, Matthew.
Quite a bit of Catherine Cookson as well.
You see. And
yeah.
Oh yeah, and this, yeah. I'll take it. Scottish Football Encyclopedia. I like just opening it and looking for the nickname of the side. Do you know what I mean? Forfars the Loons.
We know that anyway, though.
Yeah. Go on, test me on another one. Alloa, the Wasps.
Isn't it the Bees?
Get in. No, it's the Wasps. Get in. 2 out of 2.
Stenhousemuir.
Stenhousemuir. Or is it the Wee Men?
I don't know. I've read the book.
I'm going to have a look. I'm not testing myself. Stenhousemuir. That's a good one. Cowden Beef and the Blue Brazil, which is a brilliant nickname. It's actually their nickname as well. There's a side called the Red Lipties. Is that who's Red Lipties? Oh, that's annoyed me. Because that's a brilliant nickname.
Aberdeen.
The Dons.
Oh yeah.
So they have Stenhousemuir gone. They're next to Colin Steen at the moment. The Warriors.
Really?
Yeah. Sterling Albion are the Beanos.
That would explain a lot. That would explain a
Spelled
lot.
Beanos as in albinos.
Oh, right, okay.
But anyway, yeah, I like Scottish badges. I like Scottish football. We went to visit a lot of Scottish sides on our last trip to Scotland. We were stopping off at Airdrie and Airdrie are called, is it the Diamonds? They were they called the Diamonds, or they're called the Diamonds now, and before they were called something else. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Scottish football, I like it.
And
I constantly change my Scottish side though. I'm pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
Shall we, before you upset anyone else, but we're still Forfar fans, right?
Forfar and Dundee's been my side really for a long time. Yeah.
Okay. What are you listening to? Well, I know what you've been listening to, but what's on the jukebox?
Stornoway, their Bonksy album.
Don't know.
I really like it. So let's play a song. Oh, it starts off with bird noises. That's a good thing though, isn't it?
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah, this.
High up in the valley where the sun still lying.
That I've been listening to Drake. Do you know Drake? The sort of hip hop R&B sort of thing, yeah.
These days, I'm letting go.
This is what I would be doing if you weren't watching. Hattie Briggs.
Yeah, no, that. Yeah.
Hattie Briggs, sort of folky singer.
I was thinking of Hattie Yates.
Hattie Yates. I think she did some recording, Hattie Yates.
Yes, she did.
Probably with Eric. A band called Balthazar.
Vindaloo, Vindaloo.
Something silly. Let's have a look. Oh, a rapper called STS who samples.
Hey man, you ain't gonna believe this.
Is it Got Ya?
I'm as loud as laughing. She love her tone.
Video to this is absolutely fantastic. A bloke called Barner Howard, who's sort of like, how would you describe it? Little John Denvery, early John Denvery. Makes you smile, doesn't it? Who else? Yeah, it's John. Swamp Dog, I've been listening to as well, which is not an artist I really have much thinking of, you know, like, I like my old soul, but I've never really bothered with Swamp Dog. I think it's probably because I think he might be from New Orleans, and I never touched that stuff when I was young. That sort of shit. And Boss Skaggs, weirdly enough.
Really?
Yeah. Again, somebody I haven't really touched. This is Boss Skaggs. He's got a new album called A Full to Care. So, yeah. That sort of shit. Sophie Hunger, Peter Broderick, White Horse, the Apache Relay. That's about it. Right. Anyway.
That's a lot of listening.
It is, yeah, that's a lot of listening.
What does that say?
It says advert.
Oh, advert.
Advert. Well, I like adverts, and my favourite advert at the moment is the new Tetley Tea sort of sing-along advert. Yeah, it's sort of like, I don't know much about historic conquest of the land. I don't know why this castle's under siege, but I do have a clue how to make a decent brew with 170 years of expertise. Good banner. Blend of both green tea, decaf extra strong. Every single sip is quality. There's one for him and you and them and one for him again. Now it brings folk together like Tetley Tea. No? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Watch their little smile, you know the little Tetley Tea man?
Yeah.
Watch their little smiling faces as they sing that song. You couldn't see happier characters, really. Like a halibut fighting a restraining order. I'll just read you some. During the recording process, I was critical of some of the mixes that were sent.
Oh.
And these are the criticisms. Like a toffee whispering to a banana. Like an unexploded firework under a wet rock. Like a squirrel on holiday in Peterborough. Like a 90-year-old lady rubbing her back with a ferret. Like a bee inside a paper bag. Like a forbidden conversation between a pregnant nun and a sausage. Like a bald fat man on an island surrounded by giant beetles. Like the inside of a dead man's lunchbox. Like a donut banging against a lamppost. Or the original one, like a halibut fighting a restraining order. Anyway, yeah. Next question, please.
Oh, should we talk about the playoffs?
The playoffs, yeah. And Clough got sacked as well after them. And we've got a new manager. Yeah, we drew 5-5 at Swindon, which is alright.
Yeah.
Because last time I went to Swindon, we lost 2-1. So that's an improvement for a start.
Mm.
But we lost it in the first leg, really.
Cost
And
Nigel his job.
it sort of did, yeah. I mean, I think we put the effort in so that we scored 5 goals. But every time they attacked, it looked as though they could score, really. I mean, that was a forgotten statistic. Is really, I think they had 5 attacks, and every time they attacked, they scored, which didn't look good. But it was funny. I was laughing because it was just, I don't know, quite typical of recent seasons, really, where we've had playoff, what they call playoff heartbreak.
Yeah, heartbreak.
But it doesn't break my heart. The more people who start crying in the ground, the more I laugh. What's the point in going up to a division? We were struggling in Division 1. What's the point in going up to a Division Championship where you're going to struggle even more? Plus, you're playing loads of massive clubs like Wednesday, who are apparently massive. Massive.
Not in this house.
It's just no. It's just full of teams who think they're massive. Oh yeah, we shouldn't be in that division. We're massive. Middlesbrough, massive Wolves, massive Wednesday, massive bloody everybody.
Yeah.
And I would rather we just need to know our place. And now we've got a bloody manager who's got a record of getting teams out of that division. Wanker. Atkins out.
So farewell, Cloughie.
Yeah, I really liked Nigel Clough. I did. I thought he was. No.
We had that conversation last week, didn't we?
Well, yeah, I know.
Unkind words.
Yeah, I've had some unkind words about just one top he wore that he scooped up in the dressing room, and I compared it to his dad, who also wore that green top, which he'd found in the dressing room. But apart from that, I thought he was a nice enough fella, a decent enough manager, and he was going to keep us in that division, which would be brilliant for me. Yeah, because all them teams have come down now. Bury have come up,
right.
Wigan and Blackpool have come down, and that's 3 more games that I can go to. And Millwall.
Go down a new crossing for a light libation.
Yeah.
Sepp Blatter, your old mate Sepp.
Yeah.
What have you wrote his name down? Was it just someone you had to ring? Is this like a shopping list? Sepp Blatter?
No, I just you mentioned him. I wrote him down. Yeah.
Not a friend of yours anymore?
Well, I've previously been more of a supporter than Platini's, but obviously Blatter isn't coming out well for me. It seems to have a lot of comparables to the Jimmy Savile case. Is that
Careful now.
no, I know, yeah,
Careful
but in the sense that he was a man of power who paid off all the people around him that potentially could have brought him down. So, other people in power were paid off. Like Africa got a World Cup, the Middle East got a World Cup, Russia got a World Cup. So all the potentials to bring him down were sealed, and that's exactly what Savile did when he walked into West Yorkshire Police, or he had his Monday morning meetings with police and other people, as he had it out there in the open that he was paying people, and that made it incredibly difficult to bring Savile down. And Blatter, in that sense, was comparable. And we are constantly, if you look at all these cases of abuses of power, and paedophilia is certainly an abuse of power, even if it's just from an adult to a child, that power that we have over children, it is always as a result of us allowing people to get too powerful and into different situations where they've behaved where they know they can get away with it. Because in general, people don't do that if they know they're going to get caught.
So he's gone.
Sepp Blatter's gone.
He's gone.
At least we got him before he died, eh?
Yeah.
And now we can watch him hung, drawn, and quartered.
The election. We haven't spoken since the election.
We haven't spoken since the election. No. And what a disaster that was.
Not an unexpected disaster.
No, not in many ways. It wasn't, because the election was lost. Ed Miliband spent the last 2 weeks going on the defence. As a socialist, you never. That's going to be my. I can't
Pause it.
I can't.
Oh.
I tell you what, I'll carry on talking.
Yeah.
You get them to. If you can, it's just in the bedroom.
Yeah.
I'm having a bed picked up by. What's his name? Wesley Community Furniture. If you're living in Manchester and you haven't got anywhere to send your furniture and it's half decent furniture, you watch will probably rob me bastard table now, aren't they? And all sorts. Yeah, if you haven't got any, ring up Wesley Community Furniture. They come and collect it for you and give it to somebody who needs furniture. So they're taking a bed. I sleep on a hard floor down with fascism. Anyway, no, I think the point about Miliband, I'm sort of talking to myself now, but you're listening, aren't you? Was you don't go on the defence, you go on the attack. And he would sit there like a sort of naughty schoolboy, you know, like told off. You have to stand there and you go on the attack because we know that the press and the media and the Tories are insatiable. They'll just, if you give them a good answer, they'll just give you another question, another attack. And so you're constantly on the back foot. And you never do that. You absolutely never do that. You've got nothing to be ashamed of. You know, first of all, the financial record, they could have easily said, look, well, in comparison, historically, this isn't a bad financial record. Take the whole of our years together. And anyway, it was supported by the Conservatives. The Conservatives wanted to make easier for the bankers to get away with it. They were the ones who were also saying they would match Labour's spending in 2010. So this lie discredited, as you know, discredited Labour as somehow blowing too much on a credit card was grade 10 bullshit. This money wasn't blown. This money was spent on hospitals and schools and such. It wasn't just blown on overspending. You can't overspend on a hospital or a school. So it wasn't just frittered away. Again, they went on the defence, saying, "Oh, sorry, yes, we did spend a little bit too much money." They didn't explain what the money was defend what the money was spent on. So I was just glad I don't go on social media anymore. I'm glad I don't. This is my communication with people. Just go on Facebook, and I have no account to go on Twitter or whatever. It's done for me. Moving on quickly while Matt's not about. Interestingly, did they take the bed, Matt?
They're just doing it now.
Are they? They're not bouncing up and down on it, testing it like immature rats.
No.
No. Do they think it's all right? Is the mattress the sort of one they want?
It's all good.
Brilliant. I've finished on the election. I'm just about to move over to an interesting interview with Brandon Flowers in Mojo. I wrote down the answer to his question. You better go and find out what that was. Bollocks.
Is your gold disc?
I haven't got a gold disc. Shit happens. I want to see what this shit is. They're taking half my staircase down. Anyway, Brandon Flowers in Mojo. When was the last time you cried? I cry at church during the hymns all the time. Interesting. My most prized possession is my wife. Jesus. When we die, ? Our spirit moves on and progresses until the resurrection, where it will be unified with a perfect body. I actually personally think he's got a nice body as it is. It's people like me who need a bloody perfect body, not that religious twat. Oh, and back onto other people. That Warwick Davis, wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him. That was a joke. Not a lot more to talk about, really. Oh, there was a nice quote from Lorraine Kelly. which I thought showed a nice connection with the ordinary person. She said, people say, oh, but you've got to get up early. But people get up early to work for the NHS. I get up early, have my hair and makeup done, and get to talk to George Clooney. What a nice lady, Lorraine Kelly. And I'll tell you what, if I was George Clooney, just for those very words, I'd give her a proper scene too.